Hello, everyone. So, we are back with our new episode. Today, we do not have our best friend Fabiha with us because she's enjoying her holiday, and me and Lamia, we are lifeless. So, we are here to shoot our new episode, and this is so trendy. Today, we are going to talk about Stranger Things, but before that, we want to introduce another person. So, he is a guest for today to replace Fabiha. So, Lamia and Partho, both of them are huge Stranger Things fan. So I thought that it would be great if we can just discuss different fan theories and also what can happen in the finale and the speculations and everything together in our new episode. So after a long wait, we know that Stranger Things has returned this year with their final season, which is a three-part release. So the last episode of over 2 hours is releasing on the New Year's Eve with a lot of expectations, right? But there are mixed reactions on the build up to the final episodes with a lot of questions unanswered and a lot of theories that are coming out, and the ending can be anything, right? So, today's episode, we want to talk about those theories and we think that it can be an interesting discussion, and especially I have this two Stranger Things fan with me, so let's start and enjoy the discussions. Yeah, you guys can start.
Welcome, Patho, to our podcast. And thank you for joining us on the crazy theory journey of Stranger Things. So, what did you think about the last three episodes that was released on the 25th?
I think the last three episodes was did not meet my expectation, at least because the slow pace of these three episodes compared to the first four, where there was a big reveal that Will has all this power like a sorcerer,
Yeah.
and we thought there would be a much more actions in these three episodes, but rather we find out that there are much more melodrama, slow pace, and
Yeah.
even monologues that does not mean anything for the fans. They just want to get to the end and try to see the a fight
Yeah.
between Vecna and the whole gang. So in that sense, it sort of disappointed me. Also, uh, in some scenes where there needed to be a lot more fast-paced actions, like when Max and Holly was at the gate and they can
Oh,
go into
yeah.
their own bodies.
They
I
were
was just
giving
thinking,
motivational
why
speech to
aren't
each
they
other.
rushing to go there? Why are they still standing? And Max was explaining to Holly that she is also brave and something like that, even though they have their own gates to enter their own bodies. I didn't understand that.
Yeah, I mean, even the first four episodes, when they were showing that Max was trying to escape, she was seeing that Lucas was playing the song. She was still like looking at the exit and slowly walking towards it. I mean, none of these two escape scenes could top the Dear Billy episode, I think. It
Mhm.
was one of the classics. And to me, like, I started watching Stranger Things because of it's a very funny, fun ride for us. But I think for this season, it has been, I think, derailing from its themes. It's very slow paced, like you said. And even in the first release, the first four episodes, I think only the last episode was like bringing the essence of Stranger Things, bringing the plot twists, and we could see Will getting powers. Sorry, I'm giving some spoilers. Like if people have not seen the season yet, I'm sorry. But like you said, the reveal of Will's power, that was great. But in the last three episodes, we did not see much about Will's power. It just
Mhm.
once he attacked Vecna, and that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
And these melodrama episodes and Will's big scene reveal,
Yeah.
and then Nancy and Jonathan's big scene, which I could not find much meaning or I could not connect that much emotionally
Mm.
either. If they tried to make people emotional, I did not connect that much because what is happening? Why is this a breakup scene in middle of when they're dying? So
Yeah. I mean, this could have easily been all these three melodramatic big scenes that could easily have been compressed in a much shorter
yes, of course.
span. I don't know why they made it such big one. And I hope that the finale covers up all the lackings that it had in the last 7 episodes, so that yeah, so that the Stranger Things fans that we have been from 2016, we have some kind of relief that yeah, it ended on a good note, satisfactory to us. I just hope it doesn't end up being a Game of Thrones part two.
And I mean, I am not much confident about the last 2 hours still, because like there's so many loose ends.
Mm.
I don't know how they will compact everything in 2 hours. There's so many things going on now. I think this season they bring more subplots, which I don't think they should have done. Like some repetitions from season one, the disappearance of a child, then disappearance of some more child, and then Will is fighting Vecna instead of 11 is fighting with Vecna. So it's a lot of repetitions they could avoided, and they could like move to the main battles more.
Yeah, this season in the last 7 episodes, feel like in the first 4 seasons, the protagonist for attacking Vecna or dealing with anything that is mysterious and supernatural in the upside down. 11 was the center of focus there.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're supporting her. I think in this season, the focus has shifted much more towards Will and Holly. And the focus isn't much on the 11's power gaining part.
See much on 11 either, like whether she's gaining more power, whatever she's doing there, she's doing a lot of training, but is it actually helping her? She still needs her sister's help to get into the mind of Vecna and fight. So I don't understand. Like they say there's like an around 18 months or 2 years of time leap. But what is she doing in last 2 years? Still she needs help from people.
And also, I have an opinion, like something maybe outside of the story, but I feel like when I saw the first season, I don't know. I mean, in this season, as they took such a long break, all these characters look so different, so grown up. I mean, this also creates maybe a kind of disconnect because, for an example, if you notice Millie Bobby Brown, I mean,
Yes.
she evolved so much. It's almost like unrecognizable. She's a mother now. I mean, yeah, the gap itself is a huge thing.
And since you brought this up, I was watching a video today by their stylist, and
Eh.
she was saying how they dressed up 11 for the season, and they wanted to show off her curves with the shorts and the crop jackets. And like you are telling that she's probably a 14 or 15-year-old kid. Why do you have to show off her curves? And they're putting up a lipstick fillers which looks so odd, especially if you're thinking it's an 80s kid.
Mm.
They're not realistic anymore. Like I think the essence of Stranger Things was these kids, their
Yes.
innocence, the fun and friendly relationships they have, the emotional bonds they have. But I think it's missing this season to a lot of extents. Yeah.
Yeah. So now let's talk about what can be the ending. Yeah. So
What you
what do you
what
think? Yeah, our guest.
One obvious thing that everybody is talking about on the internet, and some of it has been revealed in the Broadway show also. What we've known until now that Henry Creel or Vecna, we have seen him as the main antagonist in this whole series. But what everyone on the internet and also the Reddit detectives are talking about right now is he might not be the main villain. He might be a puppet of the main villain, which is Mind Flayer. We have seen a glimpse of Mind
yeah,
Flayer in season 2 and maybe some in season 3.
yeah,
But if we look back on the story, we have to go back in 1959 when the Creel family moved into Hawkins. And when in 1959, Henry Creel looked like a normal young boy, but I think that's when the Mind Flayer as an entity got a hold of young Henry Creel. And as we are now seeing that Vecna used Will as a vessel for his purposes, I think Mindflayer also used Henry Creel as a vessel for his
yeah.
purposes to gain control of the human bodies and mind.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing you brought up. So I think the theater, the Broadway show, it started in UK theater. So the story of this play starts back, I think, before 1959,
Mm,
when Henry was in a cave in Nevada. He was trapped there somehow, and we saw some glimpse of it in the last episode when
mm,
Max and Holly was escaping. Not the last episode, episode 6, escape from Camazons. So we saw that Henry found a man and he found a briefcase and something happened to him. We did not see it there, but from the theater play, we know that there's something happened to him. The mind flare or something from another dimension got control of his mind, and that's how his mind got corrupted. So at this point, we don't know who is controlling whom.
mm.
But I mean, Vecna, he is an evil person, but we all have probably a bit soft corner from him by now. So I'm also hoping probably he's controlled by something, and in his mind, probably he's trying to save the kids still. Like there's a dormant Henry Krill, the young Henry Krill, still in Vecna. So that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think to separate these things out, like even within mind or even within the mind flayer's mind, there is there is still a space where young Henry Creel is still himself, which is where the 12 kids and he is in
Yeah.
that house and those caves there. And he is so afraid to get into the cave is because of that incident that we've seen as when he was young and he was chasing a scientist who had a steel like briefcase in his hand.
Yeah, yeah.
And we only got a glimpse of that incident, that when he was opening the briefcase something like black smoke was coming out, which we think is the mind flare particles, which is my theory. I don't know about you guys. So I think that's when he got in touch with the mind flare particles, and that's when mind flare got in touch with him. So that's why he's so afraid to get into that part of his memory, and he tries to avoid it as much as possible.
And the other thing I saw, like not in these episodes, last 3 episodes, like when he kidnapped Holly, he gave her a CD player, not a CD player. They did not have CD player back in the 80s, but he gave her something that she could be using to listen to music, right? But we know that in this universe, music has a lot of meaning. So why is he giving her to listen to music when he knows that that could be played against him? So probably he's in his mind dormantly, Henry is still there trying to help the kids.
Mhm.
Who knows?
Yeah. And the last scene of the last episode was he was holding hands with the 12 kids. So that might be an attempt from him to get out of the control of mind flare.
Maybe. We
Get
don't
out.
know his plan yet,
Yes.
right? And he
Yeah.
was very gentle to them. He was not like in his usual villain form until Max arrived and tried to save Holly. He was like very gentle with all these kids, trying to be very nice and trying to save them from the monster, maybe Mind Flare. We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have a completely fun theory outside of whatever you guys are saying. So here, Linda Hamilton, who plays Dr. K here, so she was famous for the character Sarah Connor in Terminator 2, right? The Terminator 2 movie. So in that movie, they were fighting against all the powerful Skynet. But after all these years, looking at all the bad Terminator sequel, she gave up, and now she is trying to change Skynet by joining the military, and she is trying to harness the power of individuals like Eleven to build an army of her own. She probably thought that those robots were useless, they were not good enough as a new version of them, and she's just trying and started a complete new army of her own.
So, yeah, artificial intelligence isn't working. Let's go to another parallel universe and take something from.
Yes.
A tribute to all the failures of Terminator 2.
I'm Terminator
All
1
the
and 2
bad
was fine,
sequels.
probably also okay, but after that, it lost its track.
So
Yeah.
there's like 2 hours left of Stranger Things, but in last 7 episodes, everyone's thinking like probably someone will die, but no
Yeah.
one died till episode 7. So what do you think? Like what's gonna happen in the final episode? Who's gonna die?
I mean, one thing I'm pretty sure about is out of 11 or Kali, one of them is going to die because of their plan that they both need to disappear after they destroy the exotic matter and the abyss with Vecna in it. So, what I think is at the end, when Vecna is dead, and the abyss is gone, and the exotic matter has been destroyed, so that there's no connection between the uh, abyss and the bright side up, they will try to decide who is going to be left and who is going to get out. Or maybe Kali reappears
Yeah,
or herself as the true villain who has been doing
she
all of
seems very fishy. She's like a Star Plus villain. Like all the she would change her color in a second and she would change the teeth. That's my theories.
But I think through this character, the writer or the director is taking the liberty. So this kind of character is always kept there to change the story, like because they do not have something
And
fixed.
when she appeared in the series for the first time in season 2, episode 7, I think, no one liked that episode. And even whenever I'm rewatching the show, I skip that episode because it has no meaning to the main plot or the whole show. So I think they are trying to compensate for that episode. I mean, why would she be back after all these years?
what I would hate. I mean, out of this 11 and Kali, I'm pretty sure one of them is going to be dead. And if 11 is dead, it's going to be a big tearjerker moment for the Stranger Things fan. Yeah. But I think out of all the gangs, one or maybe multiple deaths is going to happen. Otherwise, it's just an easy win for the gang when they're
And
fighting.
what do you think about Steve? Everyone is thinking something's gonna happen to Steve. I don't know why people just got that feeling, but it's a ruse. And even Duffer Brothers, they played the ruse also in the Jimmy
Mm.
Fallon show. Like Steve is gonna die. They were just throwing away his doll or something.
Yeah, probably that's a distraction for all the fans that they're all expecting Steve to die, but there's someone else will die. But what I would hate to watch is that at the end of season one, when everybody thought Will is back from the upside down and everything is fine now, but he goes to the bathroom and sees that the mind flare particle is coming out of his body. I just don't want to see such unfinished ending when like two worlds collide through the wormhole and maybe they become one. So I just don't want to see that kind of thing happen.
Might want to keep a cliffhanger even after the last episode so that they could make some more sequels out of it. I don't know. Maybe it's a business strategy, but it would be a big disappointment for the
Yeah.
fans. After
Yeah.
all these years, we watched it for 10 years. Now, if you still want to keep some mystery, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, true.
I think they can make a movie. Like if they put some cliffhanger, then the ending will be movie because this is the new trend these days. They take the famous series franchise and last one they just announce a movie. So
Know that they're releasing this last episode in cinema halls as well.
yes, that's what I'm talking about. That this is a new strategy, like releasing everything, the ending in the cinema hall. I
Th-
don't know.
This this is a trend from Japanese anime world where
Yeah.
Demon Slayer series got converted into three-part movies.
Yes.
So maybe they're following that trend because comparing it to releasing it on OTT like Netflix or other platforms, they make a hell lot of money in
Yeah.
movies. They have already built that kind of fan base, which Stranger Things obviously have.
Yeah.
And it is Netflix probably the most successful show ever. So they
Yeah.
might want to get some more money out of it. You never know. So it might be not a good ending for the fans who has been
Mm.
watching for 10 years, but it would be a good thing for Netflix. So
Hmm.
we have been discussing all these fan theories, but still we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if there's going to be a sequel or a spin-off. So Duffer Brothers have like kind of given some signals that they might have a spin-off. So we don't know what's going to happen, but we are waiting to see the final episode on 31st December, and I hope you are also waiting for that. So let's keep working together, and please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And thank you, Partha, again for joining us today.
And
Thank you.
also, if you have anything to share, like if you as an audience want to share any more theories which we already missed, so please make some comments. Like, what do you think about the finale episodes? Yeah. Bye bye.